Good day and welcome to the Mail and Guardian's weekly hangout, where we take you behind the news making headlines. Today we published an explosive report confirming that investigations by intelligence agencies into the controversial Gupta family did take place, but was scuppered, leading to three of our country's top spy bosses being unceremoniously forced out, thanks to what seems to be protection of the family from the top. To talk us through this issue and take us behind the implications is politics reporter Charles Moleli. Let's just give our audience a little bit of background here. The three spy bosses, Mo Sheikh from the famous Sheikh family, there's Gibson and Ginger, and Makwe Tuka. Now these three guys were very close to Zuma, I understand. They were his right-hand men, and they were very key in our national intelligence. They all unexpectedly resigned within a few months of each other in 2011. And now it turns out, 2 years later, that the Guptas were involved. Is that the link? Is that the reason they were forced out, because of that investigation?
Yes, largely because of this irregular investigation that the minister was talking about in Parliament this week. You know, soon after the Guptas found out that they were being investigated by Njenje and Shaik and Makwe, they went straight to the president and complained to him that they were being investigated, but this had nothing to do with the relationship between them and the president. But this was mainly because of, you remember the ICT deal that the Guptas were involved in, you know, to get to purchase the mining rights.
And that was, of course, the deal involving the president's son, Duduzane Zuma, of course.
Yes, yeah. I think the whole matter started there.
Now, Charles, we also see that in your report that these three men, Njenje, Sheikh and Makwe Tuka, were building a case to charge the Gupta family for allegedly operating an illegal interception system. But this was stopped after Zuma allegedly instructed Tswele to fire the three top spies for investigating the Guptas. Charles, tell us about this interception system. It sounds really chilling.
Apparently, the Gupta software is very good at intercepting people's phone calls. It can also show where you are making a phone call, but also apparently it can also show visual time, where you know when you made the call, where you were making a call. So unfortunately, Njenje put his foot down and said they were not going to get into this.
Okay. Now, Charles, let's move on to some reader questions. This is from someone on our comments, and she calls herself Sick Democratic South Africa. And she says, the same government who has pushed for the secrecy bill will now investigate itself. Ridiculous. I hope their lies are solid and they have closed all the loops. You cannot hang out innocent people to dry, making them scapegoats, and expect them not to take legal action against the government. It is very unlikely that Zuma did not approve the landing. Where else will the Guptas get their arrogance from? What do you think of that? Is it likely that someone at the top would have known about this?
Most definitely. The president, for instance, is the custodian of the National Key Point Act. It is baffling to me that the Guptas landed at Waterkloof without, without him knowing. Unfortunately, there is no evidence to show that President Jacob Zuma did indeed approve this landing. But I don't buy the story that the president didn't know about this.
Are there any last comments on your side? Anything you want to say to this conversation before we end this hangout?
Look, it sounds a bit corny, but I think the president must take us into his confidence and publicly disassociate himself from the Gupta family.